Okay, hi everyone, welcome back. And in this update, we are going to check out VeChain's price chart. And guess what? What we talked about in the previous video, the bearish scenario of it actually played out. If you remember, the last time that we talked about VeChain, we were, I think, right around this area. And the idea was that the picture is quite clear. Either you are having from this point a 1-2, which in that case you need to see a rather quick bounce into wave 3, 4, 5. And we said if we do get like an initial bounce in form of an impulsive structure, that can be a good sign. And on the other hand, we said if you want to be bearish in VeChain, look, one way or the other, this is a 5 wave, this is another one, and these are going to be on the same degree if you want to be bearish, meaning what? Yep, overall you may have in here an ABC zigzag, but we said let's be a bit patient and see another move down in order to take the low of our B leg right in here about 2.4 cents, and at that point you should probably count on a continuation of the move down in order to clear all the lows down here. And as you can see, the moment that we took this low, the road on the downside was quite clear. And what happened? Well, a rather strong continuation of the move down. Now, question is, can we argue that in VeChain maybe we have hit our final low? I mean, look, when you just look at this structure from like a zoom out point of view, it does actually look like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave down, right? Well, the answer is yes. However, the problems do sort of kind of start showing up when you zoom in a bit more and see what is happening in this area. And here's the deal. I actually believe that in VeChain, maybe in the next, let's say 24 to about 48 hours, we are going to have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But wait a minute, this point is the lowest low, and you know what I'm saying in every single update. If you want to be bullish on any chart, you need to be able to find off of the lowest low of it a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So why did I say in VeChain having a 5 wave may not be necessarily optimistic? Because you see, let's just zoom more in here. Maybe it's best to go on 15-minute time frame to make a point. Okay, here's a question for you. In the previous move down, in the last leg on the downside right in here, how exactly are you able to find a complete 5 wave? From my POV, this looks a lot like a correction structure, which opens up the doors to having something called an ABC expanded flat, which looks like this. This is our initial move up into a correction for wave B, which in it we are going to take this initial low and then a rather strong bounce into C. And in here, we are going to take the height of our A leg. And in terms of the sub waves, I think you know it. We have to have ABC into A, ABC into B. And guess what? Yep, a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave up into C. And if you pay attention, this point is the lowest low. And off of it, you are having a 5 wave. So having something like this might actually trick a lot of people into believing that, you know what, maybe the bottom is in, but it may not be. And if this is happening, then okay, after this 5 wave, you are going to witness a rather strong move down in order to once more take the lowest low. Now, let's go on the live chart. Okay, so here is what's going on. In my view, we are probably having like an A, B, C, surprisingly to about this point and not here. And then this is, yes, maybe from here to about this point, 5 down into A, correction for wave B, let's say to about here, and then another impulse on the downside into our C leg. And if this is going to be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which I do think it is actually going to be, at least right now we are on track for that. Well, okay, odds are these are the subways for an ABC expanded flat. Now, question. Do I think this scenario 100% is going to play out? Absolutely not. There is no certainty in any market. At any given moment, we are only talking about different possibilities. And here is what I have to say. At least right now, based on what I'm seeing, I'm going to say more likely than not, this scenario is going to play out. And the question is, well, okay, what is it that I need to see in order for me to maybe sort of kind of flip bullish? Well, number one, you know it, a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and number two, this is actually more important, I need to see after this 5 wave a rather slow and choppy move on the downside. If I see something like this, okay, that could potentially open the doors to some bullish structures indicating we have hit our final low. On the other hand though, If this is truly an ABC expanded flat, then okay, instead of a slow move down from here, you're going to see a rather strong move on the downside in form of a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 without a lot of overlapping of the waves. So you see, this is the main difference between having an ABC expanded flat and having a 5-wave up indicating the bottom is set. So for now, in VeChain, I like this scenario a little bit more, and here is my final reason for why I think we may end up seeing like just another move on the downside. Let's go on H4 time frame. You see, never mind this move, let's pay attention to what happened in this area right in here, because guess what, I fully believe that this is right in here a 5-wave up, and this is another 5-wave, which actually got confirmed when we got this move down and took this important low. And now I have to say that these two 5-waves are on the same degree, meaning what? Yep, you are in here also having another ABC zigzag, and this means our move down in VeChain is going to probably continue a little bit more, and in it we may very well take this important low down here about 2.1 cents. But then I'm not really expecting a whole lot of downward price action, and maybe from these areas we are going to have a very strong bounce back. But for now, let's just not talk about those scenarios. Let's just focus on the current move and take every single thing step by step. And at the moment, based on what I'm seeing, probably this should be our primary case. And I hope I explained everything well and you understood what is going on in VeChain. And until the next update, I hope you have a wonderful time. Goodbye.